I'm guessing that at some point when I'm editing this video, I am going to be completely out of ideas. And it's like a mess of footage. There's just too much, and I won't be able to edit it together.
Yep.
So here's a condensed form of what YouTube NextUp is. It is a week surrounded by incredibly creative people and being exposed to the incredible world of like big Google, big YouTube stuff. Like they've invested so much in this because they believe in us. They believe that, you know, we can make stuff. That's effectively what YouTube NextUp is. It's saying, look, you're people that are doing really cool things. We think you can make even better things. So we're going to give you support. This week has been simultaneously one of the most inspiring and one of the most creatively disorienting weeks of my life.
Yeah, that'll do it. YouTube NextUp is an initiative created by YouTube to encourage the next generation of content creators. It consists of a week-long workshop in the YouTube space in central London, learning how to use professional equipment, making the most of the analytics, and making the transition to doing YouTube full-time. I tried vlogging while I was there, but to be honest, it was a bit overwhelming. We were just so busy. Now I'm going to pepper this video with some of the highlights of the vlog of the week, such as going to see...
So we didn't know this, but they bought us all tickets to go and see Wicked in the West End. Kind of like a show I've always wanted to see. This is pretty cool. Oh my god, this is so good. We're here with all the Google people behind us. The Google people just bought us all drinks. So thank you, Google. I am loving this week. I've only seen a couple of West End shows before. I've seen Matilda, I'm going to see Hamilton. That was really good. They didn't tell us about this when we applied for NextUp. This is so cool. Oh look, over there. I'm going there in a couple of months when it's finished. You great unfinished symphony.
Right, so you're watching this vlog and you're probably wondering what I learned on the camp. What YouTube wisdom have I received? Well, first of all, I learned that the YouTube community in the UK is so much bigger and more diverse than I believed it could be. On this camp, we had 12 channels, as diverse as Warren Nash's, all about food, Lana Summers, about natural hair, and Tyson Edwards, all about functional strength training. I'm including links to everyone's channels in the description, by the way. Definitely go and check them out after this video. Being surrounded by such a diverse cast of creative people was a huge boost to my own creativity. This was definitely one of the main things I took away from the week, especially coming from a part of the UK where there are just no other YouTubers. There's something about being around people who are super passionate about the same thing I am, making videos, and that spurs you on and makes you want to create. This was something the week capitalised on by giving us an excellent workshop in production techniques by filmmaker Simeon Quarry, another person whose channel you should check out, link below, focusing on lighting. Simeon allowed us to be really hands-on and use the gear and get a sense of what worked rather than just talking about the theory. It was really great. That's Sanj, by the way, who has a channel about men's fashion. The second thing that I learned from the week was that to grow your channel, you have to look really deep into your analytics. This is the rear end that YouTubers get, showing how many people are watching their videos, who's watching their videos, and the feedback you're receiving, comments and likes and such. This came from a series of workshops looking through the tools at our disposal, and there are depths that even I wasn't aware of, and a really useful one-on-one session with Jules, who also happens to now be the channel manager for all the channels that took part in NextUp. Oh, there's Emma Miller trying to steal my filming spotlight. In my particular case, I realised that the majority of my views come from people already subscribed to my channel. So to grow further, I need to look through the analytics of the videos that drew new subscribers in and try and do the same thing again. After these workshops, oh, that's Sergey of the Dad Lab, we hit undoubtedly my favourite part of the whole week.
The food here. Oh my god, this cafe. And this is the second one. How good is the food at Google?
It's amazing.
It literally is. This has been my favourite part of the whole trip so far.
After a really fun session with two of my favourite creators, Tom Scar and Eddie, about being creative, in which we did an exercise where it turns out I suck at trying to name things which are pink on the spot, we then had a session all about branding.
So we just did a session with Tom Scar, Tom Ridge. Hang on. Hello. So this is Jen, who is very bumpy at the moment, which is why we're lying on the floor.
Yeah.
What did we just have? A session with...
A session, yes.
With... Have you forgotten already?
Yeah.
It's been a long week. We did this exercise where we had to list things that were of the colour on a card. What colour did you get?
I got white. I can only think of 8 things, and the first thing was this bit of card.
And now we've got a session on... What did we have a session on?
Brands.
Brand.
Being a brand, the importance of a brand.
I said that without moving my lips.
And this session was one of the other major takeaways from the week. Creating a channel brand is all about thinking strategically, something that I've consciously tried to avoid doing up till now. To work out what your channel is all about, we went through exercises like mind mapping words you want your channel to be associated with, and identifying what your goals are with what you're doing with the channel. This then allows you to better work out how to achieve those goals. The most useful exercise was trying to put your channel brief, what your channel's all about, into a tweet. Try it, it's difficult. The session inspired me so much that I immediately had to do all of these exercises on my own and write down the results. But after this, we then had another one of the treats laid on by Google, a cocktail making class, in which Tanya, on my right, who has a channel all about gardening, and I fail at following basic instructions.
It's very tempting just having this in front, just to drink it the entire time.
We were saying it kind of tastes like Christmas. Yeah.
Bit of cinnamon.
Orangey. Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
What happens if your hand kind of gets stuck and you end up pouring more?
It's all so
I'm probably going to get better at making the drinks the more I drink, so...
Right, next one we're going to do.
We then had what was the most fun part of the whole creator camp, the production challenge. So while the first half of the week was spent in seminars going through the theory behind being a YouTuber, the second half was spent actually making something. We were split into groups and tasked with making something. Anything. I was lucky enough to be in a group with Greg from the Hoxton Trend and also 3 ludicrously talented musicians and comedians, Emma McGann, Dan from the Aspie World, and Alex Watts, seen here showing off. We decided that we were going to make a mockumentary.
So the video that we're making is a challenge from the group. The group's come up here for a creative writing session because, you know, we're all like trendy hip people and we work outside, open plan office. Emma, what is our video about?
It's about
I know, you can write.
all of us.
He
Because we're
can't
all
spell,
great.
so you'll use
Of course.
But
You're
it's like
essentially
reverse.
type drunk.
So we're actually all rubbish.
So it's not next up, it's...
Next flop.
Now, isn't this exciting?
So,
Yeah, look at this thing.
Don't talk about Melvin like that. Now this is a view I could get used to.
What? Is that my penis again?
No, it's not your penis. It wasn't Emma, who's just walked out of frame. I'm in fact talking about... That's a red. It's a very, very nice camera. Oh yeah, also a red Alex, but a red camera.
This thing is worth more than...
My degree.
The wild trusses in their natural habitat.
Descending to mate. The ritual dance begins. You guys look properly evil because you just sort of only lit from that angle.
We're all going to take turns in asking you questions, son.
Yeah, we have a few questions. Oh, look at this lighting. Also, as well as the lighting, look at this. So we've been given our custom YouTube NextUp things.
Sorry, mate. Yeah,
Hang on. Alright, yeah. Sorry. So I haven't filmed very much today because it's been so full on because of this stuff behind me. This isn't my shoot. There are 3 shoots happening at the moment because there are 3 groups in NextUp that have given us a challenge to make a video. And these guys have gone full on with the lighting setup, which is what we did downstairs. And we are currently doing some B-roll, but not much footage of this because it's really busy.
This was something else that I learned this week. Working on a full-scale production with multiple people, high-end gear, and shooting to a script is absolutely exhausting. We spent all day on Thursday shooting before YouTube had a comedy night for us.
And have you ever tried to make a caterpillar stick? It's really hard, but you've never thought of that.
This NextUp thing's alright, really.
And then we went on to editing, frantically, all day on Friday. I was the guy at the controls taking direction from everyone behind me, and this was more than a bit stressful. But after this, we had the experience of sitting down in a room with all these fantastically talented other creators and alumni from NextUp and showing them what we made. It was a little bit scary, but the thrill of feeling an audience laugh and applaud something that you made was just extraordinary. That's one of the most fun things I learned this week. If you'd like to watch our creation, by the way, there's a link to it in the description where it's hosted on Alex's channel. The screening felt like a culmination of everything we'd learned in the week, and this was capped off with a graduation ceremony with personalised stash, cap throwing, and more amazing Google food. For the occasion, the wall of videos in reception was co-opted by our videos. I was on YouTube in YouTube. We got a bunch of awesome photos from the event, and more than that, we walked away with a bunch of new friends, new skills, and lessons learned. I can't stress enough that if you're thinking of applying for NextUp where you are, do it. I only applied super last minute because my friend Inés, herself an alumna, bugged me until I did, and thank you for insisting that I did, Inés. Now it's my turn to bug all of you. I learned so much, had so much fun, and now approach how I make videos in a totally different way. And it's all thanks to NextUp and the team at the space. Thank you, Jules, Toby, Fleur, and everyone else for an amazing week. I'd be more than happy to come back and give a talk when I'm super famous. I've got big plans for this channel, and I know that NextUp is going to catalyse those plans and help me to make the content that I've always wanted to make. Check out the other people's channels linked below and stick around on this channel to see what I do with my new YouTube superpowers. I promise to use them for good.